Hi everyone, HCG Chica. I want to welcome you guys to the third episode of Interviews with Everyday People on the HCG Diet. I have Bonnie with me today, and she's about to turn 50, and she's gone from a size 12 to a size 2 with the HCG protocol, and she has some really nice pearls of wisdom that I think we can all learn from today. So welcome, Bonnie. Thanks for being with me today.
I have this jotted on paper, so I'll be looking down.
Sure.
And also, during my HCG journey, I didn't take accurate records, so my numbers will not be exact, but pretty close.
No problem. But you know you're wearing a size 2 or 4 pants, right? That's all that matters.
That's right. Well, I am going to be 50 in a couple of months, and I am 5 feet, 5 inches tall, and I weigh 128 pounds.
Okay. So you mentioned to me that a few years ago you went through a health issue?
Yes, about 4 years ago, I had a hysterectomy, and that brought me into surgical menopause. And within probably less than 6 months, I gained 20 pounds.
And you hadn't really dealt with like gaining weight before that time?
Well, let me back up. I never really had a weight problem until I got pregnant. I have 2 children, they're 18 months apart. My first child came at age 30. So previous to that, I didn't have a weight problem. I probably weighed around 130 pounds, size 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really weigh myself that often back then, so I'm kind of guessing. But I weighed that before pregnancy. And then after pregnancy, I probably averaged at 175 pounds and about a size 12.
Gotcha.
During pregnancy, I didn't feel that well, and I would eat to try to make myself feel better, and obviously I ate outside of hunger and gained weight.
Kids will do it to you every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay, so you went into surgical menopause. You gained about 20 pounds, you said.
Yeah. So at that point, after children, I was about 175, and then I went into surgical menopause 4 years ago, so that brought me up to close to 200 pounds.
Okay, gotcha.
And so because of that weight gain so rapid, I went to the doctor, and I went to a thyroid doctor, and he diagnosed me with hypothyroidism, and he put me on a low dose of levothyroxine.
Gotcha. Okay, so you were on some thyroid medication.
Yeah.
So now you've done 2 rounds of HCG, right?
I have. Before I started my first round a year ago, I managed with dieting to get myself down to about 175 pounds, but I really couldn't get further than that. And after loading, I think I was about 180.
Okay.
That was my start. I did a 60-day round, and it was homeopathic drops. And I started at 180, and I ended at 145. So it was about 35-pound loss.
Wonderful. That's awesome. So that was your first round. And then your second round, you had mentioned to me that you did homeopathic for part of it and then switched over to injections. So I wanted to ask you about that because a lot of people wonder about this. They wonder, how do I go about switching from homeopathic to injections, and does it work? So how did you go about doing that?
Okay, so my second round was a shorter round. It was about 40 days. And I started off with actually a different brand of homeopathic, and it wasn't quite working. And I've always kind of wanted to go and do the injections because I felt like the original protocol was done that way.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just do this properly.
It's just nice to be sure, huh? Sometimes it's just nice to be sure.
I didn't want to play any games. So I knew I was going to go on an interruption because I had a vacation plan. So what I did was I started off with, it was a different brand of homeopathic drops that I was hungry. And after the interruption, I went on to the injections, and I did 125, 130 IU. Okay. And I didn't experience hunger, and I finished out my round that way. Wonderful. So I went from 145 pounds to 125 pounds. Wonderful. So another 20 pounds.
Wonderful. So when you started the injections after the interruption, did you like load again or anything, or you just started injecting 125 and doing the VLCD?
I think I did a mini load. I think I did a 1-day load because of the hunger. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have hunger.
That was probably smart.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And then, but that worked fine for you to just do that, starting the injections, and then you didn't have any more hunger. That's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So about how much total did you lose then between the 2 rounds?
I lost about 55 pounds, and I went from a size 12 to a size 2, depending on the brand, sometimes a 4.
Yeah.
The pants I have on now are a junior 3. So it just really varies.
Yeah, but you're just definitely much smaller.
I'm definitely smaller,
So,
and I feel great.
that's so good. Tell me now, you had mentioned that you actually are now off of all your thyroid medication. At what point did that happen?
That happened the end of my second round. I noticed that I was kind of feeling jittery. So I wasn't sure if it was the thyroid medicine because I thought, well, maybe I don't need it anymore because my weight's under control. So I took it upon myself to go off the thyroid medicine for a couple of weeks. And then I made an appointment with my thyroid doctor to get my thyroid levels checked out. And I did that, and my thyroid levels were in range. They were
Awesome.
normal.
And you could kind of tell because you actually just felt good off of them. Is
Yeah,
that
I
right?
felt better. I didn't feel so anxious. It was actually making me kind of feel anxious.
Yeah.
And yeah, so since the fall of last year, I've been off medication and I feel fine.
Wonderful. So tell me now how long has it been since that you've been maintaining your new weight range?
It's been several months since probably the last fall. You know, when I started this journey, I have a scientific background, and so I did a lot of research. I read Pounds and Inches by Dr. Simeons, and which led me to YouTube, and I discovered bloggers, and then that they turned me on to Robin Woodall's Weight Loss Apocalypse, and so I really educated myself. And so I basically maintain my weight by following Robin's hunger scale. I think that's the key to maintain my weight. Also, I eat protein, I eat vegetables, I eat whole fat foods, but I do limit my sugar intake because for
Gotcha.
many years I've used sugar, ate too much of it, and it really affects me. So I really limit that. On a
Cool.
rare occasion, I'll eat it, but not on a regular
On a regular
basis.
basis. Cool. So for you, maintaining your weight loss now is sounds like kind of two things: eating to hunger based on Robin Woodall's book, which
Exactly.
for those of you who are watching, I'll have a link to her book in the blog post on hcgchica.com. And then you said the second thing is just eating a lower carb, higher fat, very low sugar diet. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah. And the key is the eating to hunger.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to
Yeah.
know. So, tell me when you want a treat now, because a lot of people wonder about making that long-term eating habit change and how that'll be possible. I come from a similar background where I used to eat a lot of sugary foods. So when you want a treat now, because we can't be perfect all the time, and sometimes you want something that tastes good, give us a
Mhm.
couple examples of what you might eat now when you want to have a little sweet something.
Okay. Well, basically, after every meal, I have a little sweet something. I love almond butter.
Okay.
So, and I like chocolate delight, which I'm sure many people are familiar with. And I make the sugar-free chocolate peanut butter cheesecake also.
Ooh, that
So what
sounds
I
good.
typically do is I'll take a spoonful of my almond butter with either chocolate delight or the cheesecake, and I'll eat that like a bite or a big bite type thing
Yeah.
after I eat. And that totally satisfies my sweet tooth, and I don't gain any weight from that either.
Awesome. So you found a few things that are like really satisfying and that you don't need all the old stuff that you might have used to have.
Correct. I don't feel deprived. I don't miss the sugar. It made me feel horrible.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it definitely satisfies my sweet tooth.
that's awesome. That's so wonderful. Um, well, the other thing I wanted to ask you is what do you feel are the most important keys to being successful while actually on the protocol?
Well, I think educate yourself, making sure that you read the Pounds and Inches, and in conjunction with Robin's book, Weight Loss Apocalypse, I would recommend read them 2, 3 times.
Yeah.
That definitely a must. I believe following the original protocol because Dr. Simeons did study this for years. He knows what works, what doesn't work, and you don't want to waste precious time experimenting and then losing ground. I think it's important for people to not get caught up in the scale. I see a lot of that, and the original protocol was called pounds and inches because it's not just weight, and the scale really doesn't measure accurately fat loss anyway. So,
Right. And actually, I wanted to mention when you were just telling me a few minutes ago that when you were before pregnancy that you were in the same weight range in the 120s, and you said you were about a size 7, 8, correct?
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
now you are in the 120s and you're a size 2, 4,
yes,
right? So that means that obviously you have a better body composition now. You have more muscle and less fat. So
yeah, I found that quite interesting actually.
yeah, I'm actually in the same boat as you. I'm about 126 to 129, and when I was this weight in my early 20s, I was about a size 7 or 8, and I too am a 2'4" now. So
Yeah,
it's nice because it just the more muscle you have, also the more easy it is to maintain your weight. So
exactly.
wonderful, wonderful, very good. Hey guys, you know
Okay,
what? I wanted to show you guys real. Well, I don't. I'm not going to show you. Bonnie's going to show you. She's going to show you herself today. Why don't you stand up and give us a little body shot?
okay. I'm not perfect, but
Oh no. Hey,
okay.
okay. Excuse me. This lady is almost 50. You look phenomenal. Wonderful. My goodness.
So this is after.
Wow. So have you ever actually been this small, really, in your whole life, or
I don't think
size
so.
size wise?
No, I don't think so. I'm
Wow.
definitely smaller.
That's so fantastic. Well, thanks for that. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, Bonnie. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for all the work you do.
Oh, thanks. I enjoy it, and I just think it's helpful for us all to see examples, of real people who are doing this. I get a lot of questions from people asking, like, can I do the protocol if I don't have a gallbladder? Can I do it if I'm in menopause? Or can I do it, So it's just seeing people who have the similar, you know, circumstances as them
Hmm.
helps them feel more confident. So,
Exactly.
okay. Well, thank you so much.